Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase, Agora Murti has his 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagwan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Powerful cognition on Bhagavad Gita decoded. Let's go to the Bhagwan's Satsang for powerful cognition.
I tell you, if you start creating the space of completion now, even the mess you created in the past will simply melt down. It melts down. I am telling you, from my experience, first thing you need to do in your life is finding the conflicting patterns inside you. The patterns which keeps you in constant powerlessness in your cognition every time. The ideas which you strongly carry about you, about others, about life, the strong perceptions you have about the world, life out there. Understand, first step we need to diagnose, find the conflicting patterns. We will do that today in the Inner Awakening session, so that you move to the space of completion. Understand one more thing, because this completion is going to give you so much of benefit, don't think this completion process is very difficult. No, it is not. Many times, medicine for a big disease is a small pill. We always think, oh, all over my skin I have a disease, psoriasis or rashes. I think my whole skin has to be peeled and new skin has to be put. No. The solution for the problems is not always equivalent to the size of the problem. Many times it is just few neem leaves. Neem is a very powerful medicine for skin diseases. Of course, I am not saying all skin diseases, for many. So sometimes just a pill is the solution for big disease. Same way, because the completion is going to give such big benefits, don't think completion is a big work. To get the completion, to have the space of completion is very difficult. No. We will start discovering our conflicting patterns today and move to the space of completion. Now, I will move to the next segment of the morning satsang.
Cognition Bhagavan gave how to recognize our conflicting pattern and how simple it is to manifest our completion space, which is going to give a huge result, huge breakthrough. Conflicting that we have within ourselves, constantly nagging us, grounding us into the perceptual reality, constantly into delusion. Once we know that nothing touches us, simply will manifest the higher reality. Now we'll go to the Shastra Pramana for manifesting the power of length.
Is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi.
Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by aiming and fixing the self and Shakti in uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed, manifest at once in its length, breadth, depth, time and space. Bhagavan beautifully says how we can complete with the conflicting patterns that is there inside us. As long as there is pattern, the inner image and the outer image, there is going to be conflict. When we reside in the oneness space with Paramashiva inside us, the conflict just dissolves. Who we are is Paramashiva. What we are is manifesting as Parashakti, and how we live is will persistence. Bhagavan beautifully has given us a powerful cognition, but constantly we are in the outer world trying to keep up the identity. Bhagavan always says, there was a Zen master who was carrying a woman across the river in the morning with his disciple, and then he left and went off. But in the evening, when the disciples gathered, they asked the Zen master, why did you carry the women? He simply said, hey, I carried her a few seconds across the river. You are carrying her from morning to night. Who's carrying more? Exactly. That is how we live. Constantly, we carry our mind trying to create the identity, which is creating more chaos, which is the conflict that we have, which we understand that it is not required to run our life, but it is the hindrance to run our life. So dropping that, completing with that, and being in the restful awareness, the unclutched space, who we are, the very core of us, which will manifest as the ultimate reality. Bhagavan beautifully says, either he can sit in the driver's seat and run the car, or you can sit in the driver's seat without the brake and run the car. Which do you prefer? And he is going to go to the places that you want, absolutely that exact places where all you desire to go. But you would go to the places where it will become accident and crash land, and then you will try to fix the problem. How he says that he is ready, available all the time, 24 hours, whether you're making coffee or you're doing a major critical decision, he is there to manifest as Para Shakti inside you. And you will be simply manifesting the length, breadth, depth, time, and space, which is matter, which is constantly happening in all of us as reality. Bhagavan beautifully says how we live. Only when we crash land and we are hurt, then we run to the Guru, we run to everywhere to try to fix a problem. But doing the completion continuously, intensely, and breaking all the pattern and making it irrelevant and being unclutched and being ferocious with our inner space, not boredom and tiredness touching us, simply we'll open up into a new space of consciousness which will manifest as reality. So let's go to the jnananjan, how we can learn and the different subjects. Sai Baba revealing about his samadhi before 3 days. This is in Sai Sach Charitra, chapter 43-44. It was a general practice among the Hindus that when the man is about to die, some good religious scriptures is read out to him with the object that his mind should be withdrawn from worldly things and fixed in the matter spiritual. So the future progress should be natural and easy. Baba being the incarnation, God needed no such help, but just to set an example to the people, he followed the practice. When he knew that he would pass away soon, he ordered them, one of them, Mr. Vazi, to read Rama Vijaya to him. Mr. Vazi read the book once in the week. Then Baba asked him to read the same again day and night, and he finished the second reading in the third day. Thus 11 days passed. Then again he read for 3 days and was exhausted. So Baba let him go and kept himself quiet. He abided on himself and was waiting for the last moment. How Baba was also following the practice of listening to the scriptures before leaving the body, before going into the samadhi. Well, let's go to the Atma Pramana.
This length. I was sharing yesterday about that I was excited more because through this I can lead people to depth dimension. I was looking at only depth. See, what is the depth, I'll give you some example. When people bring food, I do not enjoy the taste of the food. I enjoy the attitude and the love with which the food is brought. That is what makes me joyful. Otherwise, there is no pleasure. Same way when these kids jump, dance, I do not enjoy their steps or the physical movements or their dimensions. The bliss they carry, the attitude they carry, the cognition they carry. Swamiji is seeing. I'm dancing for him. That cognition is what I enjoy. Understand the depth. There's a big difference. A man who is length-based will enjoy only the dimensions of the person who is dancing, or the dress of the person who is dancing, or the movements of the person who is dancing. If somebody is based on the breath, they will enjoy the emotions expressed, the attitudes shown, bhava, the art part of it. A length-based person will enjoy the sexual part of it, the physical dimension. The breath-based person will enjoy the art form of it, part of it, the emotion. The depth-based person enjoys the cognition with which they dance. Understand, that is the difference between the length, breadth and depth. I am excited because I am going to make these kids materialize, teleport. Understand, listen carefully. When they move to the length dimension, they can change anything they want. They can actually physically play with things, physically act with things. So even though I am excited about the depth, because I think from the beginning I am a doer. Even in me, when these powers started manifesting, the first question I asked Vibhudananda Puri, actually these powers started manifesting in me much before I even had darshan of Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Arunagiri Yogeshwara gave only the depth related powers. These length related powers have started manifesting in me. Even Vibhudananda Puri and Yogananda Swami, they manifested it, these powers in me. And when it started manifesting, the first question I asked Vibhudananda Puri, what is the use? She got really annoyed, because these powers come after 25-30 years of practice, and she was screaming, even after 40 years of tapas, only once in a while when I am in samadhi I can manifest these powers. You fellow, you are casually playing with all these powers and you are asking me, what is the use? I said, no, I am not disrespecting, but what's the use? Then she said, whenever she feels that I am very difficult to handle and she can't handle me, she will send me to somebody. She'll say, go and ask Visri Swami. That's all. Visri Swami, anything you ask, BD only, that's all. He will never answer. He will never open the mouth. Just go on. Hey, get the next one. And he'll pick up the next BD. And it's very difficult to get an answer from him. And it means I know that that question cannot be answered at that moment, or I cannot be handled at that moment. That's all is the answer. I'll just keep quiet. So when I asked this question also, I did not get any answer. They just know I cannot be handled at that moment. And she said, go and ask Visri Swami. Sometimes with Visri Swami it is too funny. Yogi Rapsnaratmar, he will do all that, and I will ask question and he will be smoking. After 3-4 hours I will again ask question. He will be smoking the BD. After 2-3 hours again I will ask the question. Hey, pour the tea in the coconut, that he will have a coconut shell in which he used to drink. Pour the tea in that. That is the answer. That is the answer I will get. Nothing more. Nothing can move. Nothing will happen. He will just say, hey, pour the tea. Tea utrade. In very colloquial Tamil. He doesn't speak fluent Tamil, so he will tell in very colloquial Tamil. Tea utra. Otherwise, somebody else, some other devotees come. He will complain to them. Ayyo, ivana vechittu maaradikke mudiyala. Ivana koottu poda pogumbodhu. Means he will say, in colloquial Tamil, that I can't handle this fellow. When you are going, take this fellow and go. And he will tell. Only Arunagiri Yogeshwara can solve. If only he was able to handle me. He was able to handle all the questions. Are immediately experientially able to give answers. I remember once very clearly, Visari Swami was sitting and fanning. He used to have a fan, hand fan, made of palm leaf. And I don't know how many of you were close enough to him. I've been very close enough to him. And he will be sitting and fanning. Once like this, some question I was asking. Finally, he got so fed up. He said, my father has to come directly to answer all your questions and problems. He will come. Go. In few days, I had Darshana for Arunagiri Ishvara. He said it in such a way, only my father can handle you. We all can't handle you. Only my father has to come to handle you, fellow. Only he can solve and answer all your questions. Yes. It's actually a deity of him, not his original photo. I know him too well. It is his statue. This photo is his statue. It's not.
In life,
dimension, all these informations becomes like a wax with which you can play. As on now, it is only information, you can't play with it. Means you can be genius. You can be a great scientist, inventor, discoverer, or whatever. All these things. Yesterday, I was seeing kids were going crazy with all kinds of questions and answers. Literally, the courtyard was like a congregation of grand scientists and mathematicians and whatnot. And whatnot. Some kids have written IIT examination and got 99.5 mark. Actually, yesterday they started writing like a CAT, SAT, JEE examinations. Straight. I thought I'll make a program. Mathematics, alpha to omega within 10 days. Maths PhD guarantee or money back. Either you go with Maths PhD or money back guarantee. I think I should start some programs like that. But to tell you honestly, I was not at all excited. I actually lied down on my swing and slept yesterday. Because I am more excited about the depth, which is going to be real fun. Actually, I'm building a Navagraha garden, 9 planets and their Atmalinga and their deities. In front of each of that Graha, I'm going to install a stone piece brought from that Graha by my Balasans.
Beautiful. Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana are the millions of disciple devotee all around the world, initiated by Bhagavan, manifesting all the powers and sharing all the truths. We can just listen to that. For the power of logical questions on different subjects.
All those things that were happening, like I would go up to someone that's in my group and I would say, what is my father's first name? And she said, George. And I'm like, how in the hell does she know my father's first name? Then somebody asked me, when did I graduate from pharmacy school? And I look in this mirror that has this black jnananjan on it, and the numbers are written in the mirror, 1994, and that's exactly when she graduated from pharmacy school. So these experiences of oneness that we have through Shaktipat are expressing themselves in an ability to have knowledge that as yet the world has seen this kind of
Beautiful. Let's go to the instruction for manifesting the power of length. Logical question in different subject.
Prataksha Pramana. Scientific studies. What can be measured? Measuring the effects of being in enlightenment state. Vedic sciences have always maintained that consciousness is the very substance of space and time. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda, has clearly defined the existence of 11 dimensions of consciousness. As per his elucidation, space can exist by itself. On the other hand, time can exist only in the presence of space, but can still exist without other dimensions, including the obvious ones, depth, length, and breadth. Source from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 2, Consciousness, page 83. In quantum terms, thought too is energy. Every cell of our body produces thoughts in the form of signals, which may be electrical, chemical, or otherwise. These can be measured in TPS, or thoughts per second. The normal TPS of the average human being can be hundreds of or thousands. Some thoughts are processed consciously, while others are processed unconsciously. A TPS of 0 is the state of Advaita, or enlightenment. Space is made up of strings of potential energy, which are in constant vibration, spanda, leading to the creation of virtual particles. This is the very basis of the Vedic truth of consciousness. In the Avatar Shastra, Swamiji mentions quantum physicist Amit Goswami's article about entanglement between two people. Quantum physicist of Indian origin, Amit Goswami, made two people meditate together. They were separated in two chambers, one person in each. When one person had a light stroked at his eye, it caused the firing of certain frequency in the brain. Remarkably, at the same moment, the other person's brain also fired, even though he never saw the light. This proves that the energies of people intuitively affect each other.
There are two kinds of movement in the world. One kind of movement is maximum speed limit with the speed of light. That's the kind of movement that is allowed in the domain that we call space and time. That's where matter moves, that's where things look diverse. But the other kind of domain is where the speed of communication is infinite. We call it non-local. That's the domain of potentiality. And if there is instant connection in that domain, then do you see it got to be one? If things are instantly interconnected, that interconnectedness is a oneness. That is the oneness that mystics and spiritual teachers talk about. That is the oneness. So simply by recognizing that objects are possibilities, we are looking at a oneness. And then it's just a question of language. Question of language. What should I call this oneness?
Logical, this is for the power of length dimension, logical question using the mirror. Make sure you have camera and timestamp, the jnananjan for manifesting the power, the mirror, a small mirror, and a pen and a paper. Take few moments to set up the camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure that the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you where it is bright and very quiet, and make sure these moments are captured as very precious moment. The book where you're writing and the spiritual products that you're using should be vividly seen. Guidelines to manifest the powers: turn on the video recording, apply the jnananjan on your third eye and bring the awareness to your third eye. Remotely ask logical mathematical question, derivation, formula analysis, which has definite answer to compare. If the results match exactly whatever you have written down from the revelation of the third eye, please go ahead and exactly match it. If it exactly matches and it's perfect manifestation, if you have some portion of it right, you have started manifesting. Verify authentically the results and share the video with powerful cognition with others and listen to others experience manifesting this power. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. And it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone. Nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnanananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnanananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Verifying process for manifesting power of length dimension using the mirror. Verifying no video editing is done on the Shakti Avishkarna videos. Verify the video is stopped and restarted in the process of manifestation. All videos are with the timestamp. All the videos should have the wide angle view. Do not tamper with the questions by showing the method or giving clues is prohibited. Do not prepare the answers or question in front of them. If the answers is in different metric system, please go ahead and convert it. Do not use any electronic device or books or during the power manifestation. Give complex logical questions, which is not simple. So you know you have manifested the powers of Paramashiva. Authentically, the result should match exactly seen by anyone commonly and not interpreted the result or manipulated the result. Now, thank you for manifesting this power. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us. and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity, Bhagavan says. The quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham